Okay, so this is a continuation on from what we did last lesson, which was adding levels to our game. Now, if you're using the original like top-down shooter example sketch that I gave you, you're going to have a play button which starts the level for you, okay? And that's actually already part of a level system. It's just using it in a different way. So the essential way that it works is in the draw function, we have what's called a switch statement. What a switch statement does is it looks in these brackets at the variable that's in here. The variable at the moment is menu, okay? Now, when we start the game, at the very top here it says let menu equal 0. So menu is going to be 0. So it looks in here and it says, okay, what case is 0? And if we look here, it says case 0. So that's the one it's going to choose when menu is 0. And that's what draws the press play to get started. Okay. The break here is what ends the case. Okay. If I remove this break from there, do you see how the game just starts? That's because there's nothing stopping it from continuing into case 1. These are kind of like the brackets of an if statement. So if we think we have an if statement, right, with the condition, and we have those brackets, right? These brackets are what tell the computer what is and isn't part of the if statement. So we've got the same thing here with the case at the start. That's your equivalent to the open curly bracket. And then you've got your break, which is equivalent to the ending one. Okay. Now, when we press the play button, that will change the menu button, the menu variable, to be 1. And so now we look at case 1. So what we want to do is once, like in an example, we could have once all of the enemies are dead, so there's no enemies left, we will switch to a different level. And so the way we can do that is at the very end of the case 1, okay, we can do a check to say if, and now our array for enemies is enemy array, so we're going to copy that, we paste it in there, just so we have the right spelling and everything. If enemy array dot length, so dot length is checking how many things are in that array, because remember, an array is a group of objects, okay? In this case, it's a group that has all of our enemies in it. So the length is, if it's 0, that means we've got no enemies left in the group because they've all died. So we're going to check if it is equal to 0, okay? And then we're going to open we're going to close our round brackets, open our curly brackets, and we're going to tell the computer menu equal 2. Okay, and so let's press play and see. 1, 2, do that. And so you see how the game just froze? That's because we don't actually have a case for 2. We only have a case for 0 and 1. So what we can do is we can add a case for 2 by typing case 2, and this is a colon, so that's shift and the colon button next to L. We usually use the semicolon, which is the one we press the same button without shift, but this one's a colon, okay? And make sure I always do this. I write the break before I do any other code, okay? And just so that we know that we've actually changed the level, we're going to set the color to be yellow, okay? Just so we know that it's changed. So let's try that again. Okay, 1. And you can see we changed the level. So that's the basics of like a level changing system and how we can check, if enemies have died and then do something based on that. In the next video, we're going to explore how to make this a bit easier to manage.